Hey folks, it's a beautiful rainy day here in Boulder, Colorado, and I'm going to start doing some mindful writing tips and social media tips. While that may sound sort of random or boring, this is what we do at Elephant. We focus on communicating for the greater good and for the lesser good, for the personal good, for the direct good. So one of the great questions, as I always say, the great challenges of this entire world is basically how can we get people to care about important things? If we can get people to care about climate change or sexual assault or war or composting, a lot of these things are horrifying or boring or a turnoff, and therefore people don't pay attention to them and they don't go away, like corruption, say, in government. So all of these are essential to creating an enlightened society, and there's a lot of positive, wonderful, fun things that we can write about too, like rescue puppies, right? So there's no question of that if we can figure out, if we can solve the puzzle, you, me, if we can figure out how to solve the puzzle of getting folks to pay attention to important things, we can change the world for the better and the kinder. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have any arguments, let me know in the comments and I'll try and respond to you. And also if you just want to check in and say what's up, like Divya, and say where you're from, it's always fun to see where people are tuning in from. And generally we get around 10,000 people per video, so it's kind of a nice little community. Hey Joe. So if you have any questions, let me know. So let's see. How to write a mindful headline. So headlines are really everything. Headlines are the door. If you're writing a blog, and the blog is the inside of a store, right? The door is more important than the inside of the store, because if people don't want to go in that door, they're not going to see anything inside the store. So it's not that they're fundamentally more important, but headlines are the gateway. But they're also the obstacle, that people have to want to go through. So a headline, I hope you can hear me with all this traffic. There's traffic everywhere. The headline has to be enticing. It has to make you want to click it. It has to have some mystery in it, right? It has to leave something out. And yet it has to be direct enough that it doesn't feel cheap or kind of like it's looking down on the reader. It can't feel like clickbait. If it feels like snake oil or hucksterism or a scam, people don't want that either. So it's kind of like, again, like a store, a retail location. If someone's out front desperately trying to get you in, you may feel suspicious and not want to go in. But at the same time, if the door has a nice big piece of glass and you can see inside and it's all golden lit and people are milling around and it looks like a cozy bookstore cafe, you're going to want to go in, right? So glad you can hear me. My volume on Facebook Live has been weird the last couple weeks. So basically, I learned this lesson, actually, ironically, about Donald Trump, now President Trump, years ago, when I wrote, he decided not to run for president, I think back in 2012. And it was a major news of the day, and I got the news up before just about anyone. I saw it on Twitter before it had been reported anywhere. I put together a good little blog and I put it up on Elephant, and guess what? I got only like 3 readers, like literally maybe 10 readers. Almost nobody clicked it. Why? Because the headline said Donald Trump has announced that he has decided not to run for president. So I put all the news in the headline. Now that works if you're a newspaper and people have bought the newspaper already, or a magazine. But if you're a blog, you need to find a way to get in. And if you think this is boring or not relevant to you, if you're a massage therapist or a yoga teacher or whatever your business is, even if you don't really have a business relevant to getting the word out on something, you probably care about issues. Like I just read about an important environmental issue today around methane, and that sounds really boring, right? Methane, but it involves saving taxpayers millions of dollars a year, saving pollution and reducing asthma, all kinds of things. And is kind of a bipartisan issue that, for whatever reason, Republicans want to get partisan about. So if you can figure out how to headline that interestingly, again, you can change the world for the better. So at this point, I'm going to look to see if there's any comments. Help me out here. Any questions? Yeah, so if you're like Joe, you're in the UK, and you make tie-dye clothes and you're starting out how to, and you want to get customers, this is how you're going to do that, right? I mean, it really applies to anything. If you're emailing people and you're not getting responses, you need to figure out how to write a subject bar, which is similar to a headline that is short, succinct, charming. I just wrote a review of Patagonia shorts. They sent me a couple pairs of shorts. And if I just wrote, you guys can tell me, maybe vote. If I wrote a headline that said, Waylon's review, here, 2 pairs of Patagonia shorts for spring on Elephant Journal, would anyone read that? I'm not sure. But if I wrote, so my headline is totally different. You can go to elephantjournal.com and you can see what I actually wrote. I made it fun. I made it interesting. Holly, yeah, this does apply to writing news. It applies directly to writing news, but maybe say more about why you don't think so. Joe, I would love that. I'll wear the hell out of your t-shirts. Oh, I see. You're saying your question doesn't apply. My bad. Have to scroll up. Holly, let me read your question. Moving back to Oregon this summer, and when I moved to Europe 2 years ago, I gave most of my stuff away. Now moving back, I need to start buying some basic items, and I want them to be eco. Yeah, well, so read my review of the Patagonia shorts. I mean, the most eco thing, obviously, is secondhand. I love Buffalo Exchange. I'm wearing, you know, I'll show you. I'm wearing a tweed jacket. You can see that below my rain jacket. Jeans, shoes that were given to me, hat that we made, and we, you can see every, it might be backward for you, I'm sorry, but this hat plants a tree. Every hat we make plants a tree or helps. Now we're helping Wild Mustangs a bit with ad donations. So yeah, and this jacket is from Lululemon. It was given to me, but it has, there's nothing eco about it, sadly. So, yeah, secondhand is awesome. All right, well, if that's it, I think the 3 things I would say is leave a little mystery in there, leave some gap. It's kind of like in a healthy romantic relationship. You don't want to be too clingy and all over the person. You want to leave a little space so people can breathe. It's like when I just got PT and bodywork massage for my injured neck. After he was massaging my shoulder for a while, I took a deep breath and my neck and shoulder relaxed. So you want a little bit of relaxation in the headline. You don't want it to be desperate, right? Lisa, explain the difference between vintage and secondhand. Secondhand to me just means you're wearing it for the second time. Sloppy seconds, but hopefully not too sloppy. So leave a little mystery in the headline. On the other hand, 3/4 at least of the headline should be straightforward and descriptive. So descriptiveness, so it's not too clickbaity, but also little mystery, but not too much, because otherwise it's going to feel cheap, like you're trying to sucker the person. And then number 3, I would say make headlines personal, make them fun, make them serious, make them very directly what you care about. So whether they're fun or serious, make them exactly what you care about. So if I'm sitting by you in a cafe and I say, oh my God, this new Avengers movie looks so cheesy, my headline, my review of the new Avengers movie should probably reflect that. It should be personal, but maybe a little bit more descriptive, right? All righty. Yeah, Holly, so with the mattress, there's certain things you probably don't want secondhand unless you know the source. With mattresses and with bed bugs, you probably don't want that secondhand, but you do want something eco, right? You're spending 8 hours a day on that mattress. So we've reviewed a bunch of eco mattresses on Elephant. Most of them are eco in marketing only. There's a couple that are actually pretty good, but yeah, I look forward to the day when mattresses are made out of FSC wood with organic cotton, organic wool. That's from a humane source that doesn't involve mulesing, and you know, is unbleached. I think keeping it very simple would be good. Most mattresses are far from that. But yeah, you can search on elephant. We have a bunch. Yeah, exactly. So, Sherry, be brief, be clear, and be gone. That said, you want a hook. You know, you don't want to just be brief. You don't want to just say Patagonia shorts review. That's too brief, right? You want a little personality. You want a little personalness. You want authenticity. Although authenticity is really a word that's been largely ruined by marketing, sadly. So this series of writing tips, and I'm going to wrap up in a minute unless you have questions, is something that we go into much more depth in for 3 months with Elephant Academy, elephantjournal.com/academy. So I think someone put that in the comments, but I teach this. We have Instagram stars, we have video production stars, we have writing stars, and mostly we have me, editor-in-chief of Elephant Journal, founder, and we go over all this stuff. And you know, I'd love for you to join me. It's a 3-month course. It's super affordable. There's 2 tiers. There's a super involved tier, and there's a way less involved tier, which we call auditing, where you get all the materials and it's super cheap, but you know, you don't have to spend 10 hours a week studying with us. So that's about it. Yeah, vintage clothing is eco-friendly. Exactly, Lisa. Amen. So folks, if you have any more questions, I'm here for you. If not, I'm going to roll. There's a ton of people on here, so I'd love to, if you have any questions about mindful communication, about social media, about Instagram, about Snapchat, anything that we cover in Elephant Academy. We cover blogging, editing, journalism ethics. I'm here for you for about another 10 seconds. Leslie, great question. The deadline to apply, I believe, is May 25th. People can correct me in the comments, editors, but I believe it's May 25th. But if you just go to elephantjournal.com/academy, it will have the deadline info and everything. And I'd love for you all to join me for 3 months. We've been doing it for 10 years, and it's super popular, super fun, and we keep it super affordable. If that's it, I'm out of here. Big love to all of you. Apply to elephantjournal.com/academy if you want to hang out and learn directly about how to, you know, you can start a new career, or you can blow up in a good way your personal one. Generally, Holly, we accept no more than 100 people total for the actual academy. For auditing, it's unlimited because it's personal, it's self-paced, and you can do it on your own schedule. You get all the materials. Any other questions? Those are great questions. I'm here for you. I'll just sit here and wait for a couple more seconds since so many people are here. But if you want to join us, elephantjournal.com/academy. Do 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 bum 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 bum. And I'll just mention again, it's a beautiful rainy day here in Boulder, Colorado. I wonder if I click on that. Yeah, there you go. There's those beautiful rainy mountains. Well, I hope all of you are great and holding up. I know life can be tough for a lot of people. I have some friends going through a lot of stuff. So big love, big hugs. And may you have a genuine day. Because whether your day is happy or sad, if you can be genuine, you can get through it.